You've mentioned to me before a lot of this is hard to explain, and you even described it as it's kind of woo-woo. Uh, what do you mean by that?
Well, I'll tell you how I got the name Shea, Shea Lynn. One day I had a new client who had scheduled to come to see me in person, and I knew the only thing I knew about the person was that they were having problems with their legs. One of the legs was really giving trouble, and they weren't able to work. Young person, and so I always sit down and do a meditation prior to starting, and I do that, to get myself out of the way for one, and just to be like a blank slate, if you will, when they come. And as I'm doing this meditation, something weird happened that had never happened to me in quite that way. Eyes are closed, and I have this vision, very clear, and I see this woman, ancient-looking woman, and she's there to give me some information for this person. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird. But when I was very, very young, I had things like this happen as well. It stopped happening, but here it was, and I'm just like blown away. She said, when this person comes in, they have a problem with their right leg, and I want you to use energy, kind of, I don't know, maybe her energy to some degree, and blow it as hard as you possibly can into their knee. And I'm like, I can't do that, She's like, yes, you can, and you will. And I'm like, okay. Right then the doorbell rang. I'm like, okay, finished the meditation, and the person came in, laid on the table, and I'm like, do I tell her? Did I say anything? And it's like, no. I just decided, no, it's best not to. So I started the healing in the normal way, and it, worked around, and I went up to her and got the biggest breath I could possibly take and blew this hot breath into the leg. The person didn't flinch, nothing. I was like, wow. So I finished the healing, and then afterward I always sit and we talk. Everything that I see, what I felt, what they might have seen. And I was told that, when I blew that energy into the leg, it was like, the person felt it go all the way down the leg, all the way up the leg, through the body, incredibly hot, but very pleasant. And so finished, the conversation, and the person went along their way on their life. And okay, sometime, maybe a month later, I was contacted by the same person to see if I could work on a friend of theirs. And I was told, by the way, 2 days after I left, I've never had another issue with my leg. I still know this person, and that was 6 years ago. Still no problem. So it's like, wow. Just like, you sit back kind of in awe of the possibility of some of these things, and I can't explain it.
You've told me a few examples. I know you believe in yourself, and it sounds to me like you've had the opportunity to have others believe in energy healing as well.
Absolutely. And I tuned in more to the presence or the spirit that came to me that day and asked, who are you? My name is Shea. Where are you from? How long ago? And I get the sense that I'm connected to this person, maybe through lineage or something, but she made such a profound effect on me as a healer, beyond all the other things that I studied. I mean, those were all wonderful and incredibly important, but this was like, just, I don't know, pretty amazing. So I've adopted her name, which is Shea, and added it to my name, which is Lynn. And so for my healing name is Shea Lynn.